Previously.
Who'd want to be in an office all day when you can do this with Dan? Yeah!
You alright? All the tentacles wrapped around my leg. Are you serious?
We need to actually get her some medical assistance as fast as we can. There's no, I can't do this. There's no putting your hand up saying this job is too hard now, I want to go home.
Oh my God.
Shit. So we're going to get rescued and then we're going to rescue the rescuer and then somehow we're going to rescue ourselves.
I reckon it's a big job.
Yeah, it looks epic.
This is a lot bigger than we thought.
That's tight.
All right, we'll pull some more. You know, it's been there for a while. The reason it's still there is because no one else can do it. That's why we're here. That's why we get these jobs, is because they're impossible.
It's low tide in Funnel Bay, and Team Salvage are on their way out to the damaged pontoon to try and pump out the silt and sand weighing it down.
450 metres out to that pontoon, we're all carrying shit, we've all got slings on our arms, come-alongs. Every time you take one step in the mud, your whole leg sinks, especially your work boots. It's absolutely horrid. It's hot, it's sweaty, and it just stinks, and no one wants to do this right now.
The last time they tried to winch the pontoon out, this happened.
Tried to pull it with the weight in it, snap the rope. Obviously it's too heavy, so it's imperative that we get as much mud out of this thing and make it as light as possible.
Oh yeah. Hello, Rick, Angie. Morning. That tide's coming up quick. The fish are already coming in to feed around our toenails.
None of us like Luke this morning because of the shit he makes us do at stupid hours in the morning.
This is a good job. It is fucking awesome.
Yeah, you love it.
This job, right now, sucks. Much rather be on the lounge. Back at the shack.
Coming in hot.
The tide's coming in hot. The pump's fucking us around, no pressure.
It's not a good start to the day. The pump won't fire up.
Everyone's hungry. I need a coffee really badly. We're about to get thrown in the piss.
I never really see Dan pissed off, but he's definitely pissed off at the moment. He looks like he's going to get that pump and he's going to throw it overboard.
Equipment failure can sink even the tightest of crews. It's little wonder morale is at an all-time low.
Hey, let's just use that. Let's use one pump to start pumping that silt out.
It doesn't do anything, man. It just shit. We'll be here for 4 days.
No,
Need to get that going.
This is not going to fucking work, this pump. It's taking too much to drive it and it can't start.
We'll swap them two with clean ones over.
Right.
Fun times all round.
At least the backup pump is working.
Ellie and I are holding on to it for dear life. There's just mud coming out of it, and thank God we finally got this thing going.
Team Salvage can't buy a win today.
Fucked it.
Really?
Yeah.
The line on the backup pump has snapped.
Voila!
They'll need to fix it or replace it. It's the last thing they need right now.
So the drive on the pumps to shit itself. That means we've got no pumps. So, day's over, we're out of here.
The team has reached breaking point.
Sucks. Everyone hates Luke, everyone hates the pontoon.
Not everyone. Mr. Venn still loves me.
I quit. Literally, I quit. Shit.
Everyone's off me, that's how it is. But, you know, considering what we're up against, I'm not surprised. We're on our 3rd day. Everyone on the crew are tired. Been wet flat out for 3 days in a row. And I think they've pretty well had enough of this job.
That's the understatement of the century.
even though it might be not the boss's fault, he ends up with a target on his head anyway, so he's just going to have to wear it.
Doesn't matter. I've got Mr. Ben. What's going on? Crew off me. They hate me.
Even when the chips are down, there's always someone you can turn to.
Looks like it's just me, mate.
But what Luke doesn't yet know is that his trusted old friend is seriously ill. Things are about to get a whole lot worse for Luke. The Salvage shack, Airlie Beach, and Luke's dog, Mr. Bent, is unwell. He's lethargic and is refusing to eat.
He's been off his food for a few days now. He's actually starting to get really fatigued fast and his muscles aren't quite working in his legs as I'd like him to.
Jade and Luke are taking him to the vet.
We are taking Mr. Bent to the vet. The other 3 are out pumping the pontoon, getting rid of all the silt to hopefully make the pontoon a little bit lighter, which is going to make it easier to pull.
The tide is high and rising.
Reckon there's still more shit in that one we were in yesterday? Keep going on that, eh?
Go on that for at least first 15 minutes and just see what's coming out. If it's coming out clean the whole time, move on, but I think there's still shit in there.
I reckon there is too.
Still good. This is what we're dealing with, pumping silt from hatch number 2.
The silt and sand is trapped inside the flotation tanks, and that's what's weighing the pontoon down. If they can remove it, the structure should lift and be light enough to winch to shore.
Fuck all visibility. Not much fun.
Can you do a backflip?
Look at Jordo showing off. You reckon it's for me or Ellie?
I'm not going to see a thing, I'm just going to have to go by feel.
You can maybe see your hand about here, if you're lucky. Looking by your hands, you're going to feel where you are, have a rough idea of what looks like what, just so you can feel for where you're going, and hope you don't grab something that's going to bite you.
The pumping is making pumping difficult.
So we've got fresh water pumping from outside of the pontoon into the hole to swish all the mud up, and then we've got another pump inside the mud sucking it out.
The team's making progress, but there's still tons of mud and silt to go.
This is awesome!
The last few days he's just been off his food full on, like I have to fucking...
Well, we can do some blood
Yeah.
works here.
This is Dr. Mark, the local vet in Cannonvale. Luke wants him to get to the bottom of why Mr. Bent won't eat.
He's got a really bad limp on his right shoulder.
Yep.
I reckon it's his shoulder, his paw, like I've pushed all through the bottom of his paw and it seems to be more...
Up high.
Yeah.
I know you don't like talking about this much, but how are you feeling about Mr. Bent not being well?
About him not being well,
Yeah.
I just know there's just something not right with him.
Yeah.
I just feel it in my soul.
So can I, like, he's not eating much?
No.
He'll only eat, like, when we hand feed him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
He's not walking very well.
no, it's no good.
You can see in Luke's eyes that he's very worried about it.
So this will take an hour or so to do.
The pumping is going well in Funnel Bay, but the underwater visibility is getting worse.
We don't know how much mud's in these. It's pretty hard to tell. They're pitch black inside. We're just going to keep pumping as much mud out of these things as we can. We'll just keep going and going and going.
So much tide movement on a silty bottom there that it just kicks up a stink. It's no good. Doesn't make my job any easier at all. Sticking the pumps down inside the hatches, just bashing them around hard as I can, moving them as much as I can, seeing where I can get to.
There's not much left for this to break up now. got all the way down to where it's come to a point. Don't know, must be the bottom of a staircase of some sort. But just so you know, splashing and there's crocodiles.
I just get in the water and pretend like I'm still home where there isn't crocodiles and box jellies. And if I can't remember that they're there, well, to me, they're not there. Till one of them grabs hold of me, then I remember.
I can put my hand there, can't see it. I can press against my goggles to see my hand now. It is fucking... I can't even see the light from the sun anymore.
It's too dark to work safely, so they're clocking off.
There's nothing else we can do now, so we'll just head in and wait for the tide and come back out and have a look.
In the water? Crocodile.
Oh, there's crocs. There is crocs in here. It's all you can think when you can't even see your hand in front of your face, eh? Only benefit of that is you can't see what's going to eat you. It's just going to happen. We should have a couple of crab pots over in that mangroves, eh?
That's what we put out there.
You put yours over there?
Just slide back.
Dr. Mark is x-raying Mr. Bent to check for any bone and muscle damage.
Mr. Bent.
Mr. Bent, come on, mate. Come on, mate. Good dog.
Hey, stop.
They both look like they're in a really uncomfortable situation. You can see it in both of their eyes. I mean, Mr. Bent's not liking it at all and Luke's not liking it at all, so it's really hard to watch.
That's a boy. Nothing wrong with your shoulder. He's got lots of arthritis down his yes, he's all right. Sit up, mate. Good boy. Sit up. Out, mate. All right. No, down low. Down watch the floor. I know he said sit up, but we didn't mean sit right.
The light speaks off Stacey's on the...
Oh, that's all the bubbly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, this...
And that twine's elbow.
So that's around his elbow, so he's got a lot of arthritis there.
Yeah.
So that's his shoulder.
Because I don't think he's ever had any broken bones or anything.
That's nice and clean.
Yeah.
So there is a concern because the very early part of bone cancer looks like that too.
Yeah, okay.
So there's nothing there to say that's what he's got, but that it can look like that because you get bits of bone where there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But he's got arthritis in his carpus too, see all the little fluffy bits.
Yeah.
If things are progressing, you know, if they're not getting better and they're getting worse, then you re-X-ray that and you've got two to compare with. So arthritis doesn't change quickly; it's a really slow thing.
Yeah, whereas bone cancer does. Yeah, I understand that.
It'll be an anxious wait until the blood test results come back.
I know it's nearly over. And I often wondered how I'd approach it. You know, he's not the youngest dog on the street.
Yeah.
You know, he's 16 and a half. It's something that I've thought about often. Yeah, I think his days are numbered. And I think he knows it too.
If you're boiling, you put the whole thing in, but we're not boiling.
At the Salvage Shack, it's Jade and Ellie's turn to cook. The catch of the day is mud crabs. They trapped them earlier this morning.
Ah, we actually got crabs this time! Yes! Oh my god, how many are in there? Oh my god! Look, 1, 3! 3, yes! Good work! You thought we were gonna get 2. That's so good. I'm so stoked. These are worse than the boys were the ones at home, mate.
Have a look what they're living in. Like mud and crap. Poo. And they just sit there and just sift that shit all day.
So it's pretty good to be just sitting back, barking a few orders, telling everyone what to do. It's usually me in there behind the knife.
Maybe this next little knuckle here.
Thought you never cooked crabs, but it seems to me like you know.
Cooking channel. That's it. No whacking in that.
Okay, and then what's next?
We'll make a real fucking yummy sauce and hot wok the fucking piss out of them.
Perfect. With the sauce.
Yeah.
When you're living and working remotely, someone has to know how to cook.
What would we do without Dan? How did we live before then? How do we live in our own house and cook for ourselves?
I've never cooked crabs before, but there's plenty of YouTube out there, and I'm just freestyling right now. I've got no idea how to cook mud crabs. I've never even caught one.
Right, ready to chuck them in? Yes. Got this beautiful sauce going on with heaps of elements. Yum. Bit of fresh mud crab.
Grab it, shake it.
Just mixing them with all of them.
Yeah. Lean more. Harder. Have a look. I reckon just a splash of water.
Of water.
Yeah, lid on. Yeah, ladies.
Yay. Thanks, Dan.
Crab queens.
Yeah, we are.
So the girls did really well. They're pretty stinky to open up and get the dead man's fingers out. But overall, I think they did pretty good. I'll give them a 9 out of 10 and 1 for the mess.
Cheers. Another day done and dusted.
Right. Bit of fucking mangrove cockroach on the table.
Yeah.
Nice.
Success.
Yum, ladies.
Good day.
As always, you followed through your plan from start to finish.
Yeah.
You went, we're going to catch some mud crabs. Next minute, we got mud crabs.
I know, that was so good.
Yeah.
We were so straight. Opening to this too.
The mud crabs have done the one thing Luke hasn't been able to do today: boost team morale. He's still very upset about the news Mr. Bent might have bone cancer.
All his blood work come back clear. They were really great. You know, those vets, we're really lucky to have them, but they don't actually know what's wrong with him. He can't quite work it out either. It does mean his salvage days are over. Priority is to get the other pump going, and then we'll have to look at attaching the floats. Just keep to your own flow. Yeah. I'm keen because I reckon it's the key, but it's just how we're going to be able to fucking force them under. Well, you can get it tighter. I don't think we've got enough lift, and we need those floats to come in and help us lift this thing out of the hole. We just really need to lift it probably 500 mil. That's all we need, just to get it out of the hole that it's been sitting in for so long. I suppose as the tide comes on, increase the front. It's just going to keep increasing it. Let's crack them off and we'll get all 4 of these in the front. I reckon too. We're going to put all of them under the front. Okay, that way first a bit, boys. Tide's coming. First tide waving.
Ready? Hang on, I'll tell you when.
Tide's rising. We're getting a less gap between the pontoon and the water.
Let go. Yeah. Push.
So we've got to apply a lot more force to get these things underneath the front of the pontoon so that they'll stay there to try and help lift the pontoon up out of the water.
Yeah, went down and under. Ram it. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
After this, you can go. Well, you'll be able to use the axe and bash them down now.
There's a lot of aspects to this job. I think every little piece needs to work perfectly together to get us across the line.
Oh, is it over yet?
We've got three sides floating, and one of the back sections is just starting to float now, so it's been a long day.
Hate each other? You didn't look like you hate each other.
We're friends at the moment. Fuck.
I'll leave you with that one.
So that fucking wall is split and it didn't start leaking until I washed the mud away.
Team Salvage are making progress with the stricken pontoon. Most of the mud and silt is out. It's floating again.
You reckon the mud's holding the water out?
I think the mud is holding the wall in from coming any further out.
But they've discovered a new problem.
the rear bulkhead split and it's letting in a flow of water. So we've just got this pump in here maintaining the water level. We've got it running at idle, it seems to be pumping it out as quick as the water's coming in. But when we got in here before, it was this deep in mud. So we've removed 10, 15 cubic metres of silt, mud. So yeah, we've done well. This is where we're getting all our buoyancy from. You know, this thing should give us 10 tonne of uplift. Yeah, oi, we're floating. Hey, we got about a foot of water between the bottom of the hull.
This thing's floating for the first time. I'm pretty excited. I've been out here for days now, pumping mud out of this piece of shit.
It'd be awesome if we can keep this thing dry.
Hopefully this thing's going to try and work its way out of the mud, and at least we've got a little bit of movement.
I just hate going home thinking I've failed. It drives me crazy. I'm on the edge of failure with this job and I can't handle it. I need a result. Got to get one. Otherwise, I might as well go home. I don't want to go home. Not without this fucking thing anyway.
Late afternoon, Funnel Bay.
Tide's just about fully in. Probably got another hour and a half before the tide's full. We're just going to get Christopher, crack some fucking load on this thing, and hope the fuck we break its back. Get this job done, get the fuck out of here, I'm over it. Yeah, I just got the girls now. We're going to go and put some tension on the line. You ready out there? Over. Ready when you are.
The pontoon's underwater flotation tanks have been cleared of mud and silt, and the extra floats are now attached. They're ready to start winching.
Hallelujah, finally it's risen. Finally we can see some progress in the job after, so long.
So just remember, girls, before we get started, stay behind the windshield all the time.
It's been so hard and I just want to see that thing come to the shoreline.
Righto, we're going to start pulling on some pressure now, over. Copy that. You gonna put a bit more stick on it or what? Do you reckon we're moving it all over? We might have moved a little bit initially, but I think we're sitting still again now. I think you've got to keep that load on it.
Luke is worried about applying too much pressure. The tow line has already snapped once, and it cost the team dearly, days of extra work.
So my plan, Dan, is I'm just going to get a little bit of tension all the time and just keep bringing it on progressively. I don't want to fucking snap that line, over. Christopher is a big boy, and he can definitely apply a lot of pressure if we use it wrong. I'd hate to shoot my load too early on this one. Yeah, we're sweet out here, mate. I think we're just bopping. That's good news. Hi, guys. How are you? What's happening?
Jim is the owner of the pontoon, and he's here to check on progress.
The back's not, but we've got the whole front right up.
We've started to move it, but we've got to be real careful. If the tow line breaks, this thing might start floating away and back out to sea, and then we're going to need more rope, more everything, and it's just gear we don't have.
All right, spool him up. If that rope touches the tray, then we're going to have to stop and reset anyway. Once the hook gets to the tray, that winch is done. I've got to reset the winch. Over. Then we spool the other one out so the first winch holds the load while we reset with the second one. And we basically just keep staggering the load over and over and over until we get it in.
The tow line is made up of 7 separate pieces of rope. 6 of the 7 are 50 metres long.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, Allie, you can probably give us a bit of speed.
Christopher's metal winches are also 50 metres long. The problem on the horizon is this. One section of the tow rope is 100 metres long. When the time comes to change that, they'll need to wade out into deep water.
I have complete faith in the crew to get this job done. Yeah, it's hairy, but it's working. And eventually, the pontoon should arrive. We'll spool that up. Then we'll be on the yaw 100 metre. I've talked to the boys on the phone. We're moving in. We're bopping in slowly. and it's hanging in there just.
Yeah. Does that make you happy, Luke?
Yes. Let's do this.
The pontoon is now 350 metres from shore. But if they want to attempt another pull on the incoming tide, they'll need to reset the tow line one more time.
Then we'll have to get the 100-metre legs and fold it in half and take it back to itself.
Yeah.
To split that from 100 down to 50, then we can hook it out with a winch hook. Otherwise we can't grab it down. That's what we'll do. Hey, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a big reset. I'm going to do a big reset, it will take us ages. Got to do a line reset, and it's in the dark. Unfortunately, it's 50 metres offshore. That's just how it is. With the tide working with us and everything's actually starting to go well, I can't afford to miss this chance. So one way or another, I've got to back myself and just keep on going. We're going to take a 100-metre piece of rope out, so it means we're going to walk out, grab the piece, fold it in half, hook up another line and keep fucking pulling before this thing floats away and fucks us.
But to do that,
Not yet, we're resetting.
they'll need to let go of the pontoon.
Are you run aground and you stop there? Can one of you jump over the side and tell me if the hulls are stuck on the water or on the sand or not? My point is, when we let you go, are you going to drift off or not? Yeah, I know, but are you grounded or not? It's a yes, no answer. Right, cool. We're good, they're grounded. The boys are on the pontoon, Ellie's on the winch platform. It's really only me and Jade labouring the cables, resetting ropes. Here you carry.
Crocodiles, tiger sharks, and things that sting in the night. It's always a risk working in tropical waters.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried for her, but at the end of the day, I know she can do it, and I can't do it without her. So I need her to help me go out, take the shackle off, and rehook it.
All I can think is just what's underneath me, what's to the side of me, what's in front of me.
If our line reset doesn't work, we really are going to have to abandon the pull. We're starting to lose our tide window, and without this hookup, it's just not going to work. Job is over. Everything hinges on our ability to shorten this line.
7:30 p.m, Funnel Bay, and the tide is about to turn. Jade and Luke are 50 metres from shore, trying to secure a 100-metre piece of rope to Christopher's winch line.
When my mum finds out, she's definitely going to come after him, and that's something that you definitely do not want.
I'm terrified of Jade's mum. Like, she is just out there. Great lady, but you definitely do not want to be on the wrong side of her. Righto, pass me the shackle. Can you just hold this for a second? We're going to have to be quick or we're going to lose this one.
I know.
I think I've got about a 30-second window before the line starts to stretch and the pontoon floats away on its own. It really does need to be a perfect setup.
Are you right? Have you got the rope?
Yeah, I've got it.
Nearly in.
Let's push the pin in.
Oh. Here's the spanner.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, yep. It's so deep I can't reach the ground.
It is, it's pretty deep. Gotcha. We've got this.
Thank God.
Yes.
Finally. Absolutely awesome to finally see him smile. I mean, I didn't think I was going to see that smile for a long time. When Luke smiles, we all smile. And the job just gets easier.
Let's pull it in! Action man and Salvage girls! Woo! Yeah, big Chriso! Yeah, the girls! You got two winches going at once here. Ellie's on the one spooling in, Jade's on the one spooling out. She's trying her best to make up some more time. The only way we're going to get this fucking job done, the timing matter.
They've had a successful day. They've dragged the pontoon 300 metres closer to shore.
I can't see the pontoon, it's pitch black, but I can see how much cable we've pulled in. There is rope everywhere, which is a really good sign.
The tide has turned and is now on its way out. Dan and Jordan have phoned Luke from the pontoon to say it's stopped moving.
All right, we'll sink it there. We'll stop and hold here. That's as far as we go. It's sunk one side. No, it's good. It's just there.
I mean, we're just so close to finishing. I just want to get this done. I want to leave Funnel Bay for good.
Good job, winch girls. Good job.
Oh, my leg.
Oh, it's not even that bad.
Oh, it is.
Show me. Oh.
Get a room.
We've lost the tide window, so I think it's time to call it quits, take the crew home and recharge the batteries.
Everyone's just got home, cleaned themselves up, feeling all relaxed and fresh, ready to just sit down and relax. And Mr. Bent has just torn the garden to shreds.
Mr. Bent has been a very naughty boy.
Dude, she has mine on.
Have a look. How bad?
Come have a look, how bad?
Out of 10.
11. You know what it is, Luke? He's teaching you a lesson for leaving him home.
I'm trying to do him a favour.
He has.
Let's go and look at this fucked up garden.
Oh, yeah. Usually it's fixable, but that one's not fixable.
No, I'll fix it.
Just because he's been a little bit sick does not mean you can go easy on him. He is in so much trouble. He needs a bloody eyebrow fix. He definitely can't get away with
I
it.
reckon a long one with a flower on the end of it.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit extra. Extra naughty.
Garden one.
Oh, yeah. Good as you.
Good as new.
He hasn't had an eyebrow in ages. It's just going to freak him out.
Fuck, he needs one so badly
Yeah.
for this.
That's naughty.
Mr. Bent, you know what you've done. This is what happens when you're a bad boy. The reason Mr. Bent gets eyebrows is because he hates the way he looks when you draw on him with a texter. See? That's what you get. It was just the best way to subdue him. And it worked every time. You will get this. And he was like, no, Dad, I don't want that. And I'm like, you will get this.
Menace. You're a menace, Mr. Bent. Oh, we love you.
It's Groundhog Day in Funnel Bay.
Right, reset. Ready on 3.
To rock up on site and see the pontoon in the daylight and see how much progress we made is actually amazing. Last night's work actually achieved so much, more than I even thought.
So the main goal this morning is pump as much water out this thing on low tide, so when the tide rises, we can hopefully get this thing going again and get it up on the beach.
Hey, Dad. Dad.
The pontoon has taken on water overnight.
Dad, we're going to need both pumps up the front because the ocean's pushing in the hole.
The team needs to pump it out and lighten the load before they can start towing it to shore again.
We've got the ocean rushing in this one. That one's high and dry. We need that pump there. That's ruptured though, it'll go down.
Front floats are priority. Without them floating, they'll just dig in and shovel nose into the sand. We've only got 150 metres left to go. The rear one can just drag.
Yeah, the girls.
Just on time, eh?
Just in time. Final day, team. Final day.
When Luke says we're going to get the job done today, it never happens. It's like Murphy's Law. Something always goes wrong. I'm not coming back tomorrow.
Me neither. Why don't I believe that?
Ellie is repositioning the winch beast so the cable doesn't buckle.
Righto, now hard the other way.
This is what happens when they tow on an angle.
Not good.
There's no point in trying to go fast. Slow and steady. If we start ripping and tearing, we're just going to bust crap off.
Just ease in like that.
Yeah, just keep tension on there. Don't go pulling up too much more. Maybe a little bit. You can see it bobbing in.
Righto.
Just keep the tension, keep it bobbing, keep it moving. We can get it. It's just going to take a long time.
Fuck.
Are you kidding me? Why can't anything just go right? We're so close to being finished, and this happens.
Shred the whole thing off the end of this. We just snap the tow line.
Funnel Bay, North Queensland. And Team Salvage needs to attach a new tow line to the pontoon because the old one just snapped.
That time we broke something.
Oh, this sucks right now. As per normal, right when we think we're going to kill it, we don't. We break a line. No good.
It is frustrating, but I was kind of expecting it. Yeah, I was watching it go, but I didn't want to say anything because it might have stayed.
It's now up to Jordan to reattach the line so they can tow the pontoon to the beach.
Just tie a knot in it, reposition the truck and keep us pulling. Sometimes I get my ambitions mixed up with my abilities. Just keep on keeping on.
Running the winch cables. Done this a fair few times now. Never gets any easier. It's a shit job. They're heavy, they're stiff. You get steel splinters.
Spool this out. Give it some more spool.
But it has to be done. If there was an easier way, we'd do it, but it's all we got. So we've got to run with it.
It's really hard for Jordan at the moment. The water is pretty deep. It's not good for him because he has to struggle with the shackles under the water. But it's very good for the job because we've got maximum flotation and we've got maximum lift on the pontoon. We are almost there.
Once the tow rope is reattached, Christopher can start winching.
I just hope he doesn't break again. Fingers crossed.
You're on the levers, it's your fault.
Yeah, we're moving now. We're moving now. We're cooking with gas. Lukey's got it into it. We'll have this up on the beach in no time.
One more pull of this cable and we're in. One more time.
Last one. Last one. Ah!
It's like you're in a loony bin, you know, you just lost your mind and it's just finally pushed you too far.
Fuck, that's slippery.
Salvage is like that. Like sometimes you just think, wow, who and why would someone do this to themselves? It is insane.
Stop, stop, stop.
The winch hook has slipped off the tow rope.
Old Cecil the entertainer thought that we needed to do some more work and just made us pull the winch in for fuck all. Well, you want to just grab this yellow tiger and hook it up.
As Jordan attempts to reattach the winch cable to the tow rope, Mother Nature throws Team Salvage one last curveball.
This job has thrown everything it can at us. Right at the very end, we can't think of anything worse. It just starts pissing down.
Straight fuck.
Typical tropics, never lets up. Doesn't matter though, we're all wet, who cares?
The only thing to do is laugh.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, give it a bit of power. Yeah. How's that for a bit of muscle?
After 11 days and 10 hours,
Yeah, bit Christopher.
the pontoon is on the beach. The owner will now take possession of it.
Yeah, the girls. Yeah. Yeah, the boys.
Job done.
She has arrived. Hi, Dan. Feel like I haven't seen you for ages.
It's huge seeing it on the beach. I did not think it was going to be that big at all.
We're extremely happy this job is done, but it's kind of hard to be ecstatic when you're just so fatigued.
And I've had enough of it. I'm sore.
Oh, I'm fucking aching, eh?
Oh, now.
I can barely fucking walk.
Yeah.
I don't know about celebrations. 11 days of this shit, I am knackered.
We really need to go home, get some rest, and we'll think about having some beers another day.
Next time,
working and living together, you're always going to butt heads sooner or later.
I'm such a moody bitch and carried on like a psycho, like you.
The day's gonna be rough. I mean, when me and Jade have a fight, it's on.
Savage.
You cut the tension with a knife.
Paradise? Really?
You might start with plan A.
Stop!
That'll quickly go to plan B.
Communication, guys, what the fuck?
Then C.
See how this plays out, shall we?
Then D. And before you know it, you're at plan Z.
Shit. Fucking painful.